I remember when you talked about how we measure here based on the Australian standard of things.
Yeah.
And
100%.
and for me, I feel like that's where the old Australian system it's getting it wrong when you talk about multicultural.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
people take that relics run around with it like, oh, we are multicultural in aspect.
Yeah.
But when I look at it in certain aspect, how does the multicultural concept fit the Australian multicultural dynamic?
Yeah.
If you have rules that are still written in the days of the white Australian policy and applying the rules or their policy or the law from 50 years ago to now present day where Australia is getting more diverse, there's a problem.
Yeah, you know, one thing that I really find out is more problematic because I think we talk about those young ones, especially going through the school. If I'm writing a good article or good project and we are competing with someone who started from scratch from kindergarten here, I feel the teacher or the metric should be different because if you are comparing me to a standard of what that guy wrote, he started from scratch.
Of course.
I just came in from year 9 or year 10 here.
Right in the middle.
And right in the midst of everything, and I have a lot of gaps.
To catch up with.
If I'm writing at least comparably good, you should not deduct points
because of my grammar does not fit your standard
or the quality
the quality of your work,
and then you give him the upper hand and say, okay, he's the best,
he's the best, or you got just pass.
And I think that's where I get confused. I'm like, you see the trying of someone
exactly,
or you see someone naturally because they could speak English right when they were born.
Okay,
you know?
Let me put it this way. Let's turn it around. If that was, let me say, I go to Afghan. I don't speak your local language or Arabic. Then I started to go to school there in the middle, right in the middle. Then you can speak and write fluently. You think I have a chance, no matter how smart I am or how intelligent I am, you think I have a chance to get to that standard and you and I, we have the same mark?
Yeah, well, be honest with you, we have an exact example of someone who came to our country. And he was from America. He was speaking fluent English, had zero knowledge of speaking our native language, Dari and all that. So what he came to our school, what we found out fascinating is we did not even judge him based on how he spoke. We were trying to learn from him. We were all surrounding that guy and saying, can you teach us English? And he was finding comfort and sharing something he was really good at rather than he was not good at. So in here, the problem is they look on the part that you're not good at.
Exactly. And that's a good point that you raise. And that's what I find the Australian system. It's a good system, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of flaws. There's a lot of flaws. It's how they approach the multicultural community, because the approach is they put us on the same standard, especially when it comes to academic performance, employment. When those standards actually we struggle to meet, certain laws within the Australian system needs to be reviewed and changed. For example, the anti-racism law in Australia or discrimination laws. These laws those laws they were written, let me say, in the early 90s, 1970s or 1960s, when the white Australian policy was full-fledged, active, was going on when they write those policies. And the people that they wrote those policies, like, they don't have no clue how today Australia will look like. And up to now, those laws are in existence. Those laws are still going on. There is no way how we can go back again and we look at those laws to say, you know what? Those laws will never apply to our current situation right now. And when someone complains about racism, they go back to those laws, they look at it, oh, that was not racism. The law says this, the law says that. Are you serious?
You know, I think what I feel, Francis, we're running out of time. So I'm just going to put an end to this intro. I feel if we change the perspective of young ones, if we get to share with them our real stories rather than what they hear from the media, what they hear about the other negative aspects of, platforms and all that stuff, if they give us a chance to learn about us, sit 5-minute coffee, have a 5-minute chat with us, I think they will be a lot better educated than they hear it from another white person, hearing from another one person.
Absolutely.
And I think this is our goal, is to spread the real stories, not the negative ones.
No. And you, as you rightfully say, we're running out of time, and we have highlighted so many things, we have touched on so many things,
Yeah.
and these are things we're going to come back again and talk about in a more depth. We're going to
I think this is what our podcast will cover. Look,
so
we will share real stories, real experiences like yourself. You did not give us any chance to talk about yourself, but that's the thing for another podcast that you're living.
That's another podcast. That's gonna be rich. That's gonna be super rich. I'm
all
telling
the
you,
cool stories,
all super rich. But this is a good start. And we've touched on so many things,
and we hopefully will enlighten each other more, and also the people who listen to this, is that these two persons trying to share the two different aspects of experiences which are relatable with everyone, and how they have overcome. Maybe we're not expert in everything, but how we have overcome our challenges that might resonate with so many other ones, and they will reflect and say, okay, I will take one step towards the positive way. I think that changes the perspective.
Absolutely.
And if that change happened within that individual or whoever it is, I feel we have fulfilled our mission.
Of course. I really appreciate, your time coming here. And we have a lot to talk about,
I think,
And today is just a start.
And
it's good that we touch briefly on all the topics that we're going to talk about. So,
one thing before I forget, for anyone who is interested in sharing their experiences and wants to come on board and come join this table, we also give coffees here too, and come share your experiences with us. Whatever it is, you will go to info@siddharthproductioninc.org, send us your email, whatever it is that you're interested to talk about, and come on the podcast. We'd love to hear from you, and thank you, Francis, for setting up everything here, and we look forward to more and more stories to come and talents to show on such a platform.
Thank you very much, Sahid. Thank you for your time, and thank you for listening. Thank you for taking your time to listen to us today. We look forward to
hearing more from them.
Hearing more in our new podcast.
That's it.
Have a lovely day and look after yourself.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.